Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Comic Central. I'm your host, Alex, and today we're going to be doing a Star Wars tier list, going over movies and some shows because it's May, and gotta talk about Star Wars in May. So let's get into it. Yeah. So we're now at this tier list here. It has just mainly the movies, few shows that I'll talk about, but it's mainly the 11 theatrical releases. Or is it? It's 12. My bad. But this I think works. I'll just sort of pick from random order. I guess I'll just start with A New Hope and put it in the simple A tier. It works there. I don't fully know what to say. It's really good. It's not like at the highest level of Star Wars, but it's great. It can feel a little bit slow paced at times, but it's like the first blockbuster movie. It's amazing. It's great. Started everything. A lot better than a lot of the other movies, and I very much enjoy it. I might move it up later. Again, this will be a fully changing tier list, so let's see. Just gonna grab a. It's boring, but I'll do Empire next. Not putting it in. Just need to drag it up here. Grandmaster. It's the best Star Wars movie. It's not like way off of A New Hope or Return of the Jedi, but it's I'd say it's the best Star Wars movie. It's sort of hard to find things to say about Empire Strikes Back that just talk to death. Hoth, everything's great. The visuals, great. Even if they're sort of re-edited, everything just looks great. The story, great. The moments, which I will spoil in this. So I apologize for spoiling like a 40-year-old movie, but the like Luke, I am your father. It's amazing. We'll do the Clone Wars movie next. I'll put it in Night, which is C tier. Because it's good. It's fun. It introduces Ahsoka, and the whole like sort of Clone Wars stuff, and it's on Christophsis, which is cool episodes of the show, which we'll get into later. But it's really good. Or not like really good, but it's good. I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, this ain't bad. This is better than a lot of other Star Wars stuff, so I can't fully complain. I think Rebels will go in the same tier. I don't like the animation as much as the Clone Wars show. The lightsabers I think still look pretty cool. I wish they were a little bit thicker. But I don't think it's like, oh, the lightsabers, they're so skinny. It's horrible. The world's gonna end. But it's cool. It's fun. It has the Inquisitors. It has Maul. So much cool and fun stuff, and an interesting era to sort of touch, which has now been slightly done to death a little bit, of in between A New Hope or in between episode 3 and episode 4. That like 15-year window. 15, 20 something, I think. I don't fully remember. But it's really exciting. I'll touch. I'll do Rogue One now. I'm gonna put it in a B tier. I think that's the perfect place. I rank it pretty highly among Star Wars movies. I had only seen it once until around last year or so. Because last year, during this time, I rewatched like every Star Wars movie up until like I was gonna do like chronologically, sorta. But then I like went to Rogue One, and then I didn't do Solo, so. Yeah, or the sequels, but we'll get to that. But Rogue One's good. It's fun characters. It leads perfectly into A New Hope. It's sort of like a fun side movie. Krennic's awesome. Andor's fun. The show's I don't Andor's like I'm not like this is the greatest thing ever. I'd put Andor probably around a B tier or a C tier. Which people will be like, wow, that's the best Star Wars, but I don't know. I haven't still haven't fully finished the show, so it could change my mind, but that's where it'll set. I think now it's time to just put this here. I don't. I'll say a little bit, but it's somehow Palpatine has returned. Great. That's perfect. It's to put it in the most simple terms. It's taking um the first six movies and just ruining it all. That's what it's doing. The entire first six movies. What was the thing? It's fighting the Sith, and it like shows Anakin, who's Darth Vader, because in the first three movies it shows Anakin's descent into Vader, and then it shows Vader, and then he's working with Palpatine, the Empire, and it's falling the Empire, which means that Palpatine's dead, and that makes sense. And then now the First Order happens, and then it's like, oh yes, now Snoke or whatever, who was the big bad, who they just like killed for some reason, and then now Palpatine is there again. He's like, I've been cloned or whatever or something, and well, it sucks. It sucks. And then it's like Rey Skywalker, and then they have to kill the best part of the sequels and Kylo Ren. There's other good parts, and it could have been a lot more interesting, but the movies just didn't turn out good. I think we'll now do Force Awakens. That'll also be a night or C tier. I haven't watched it in a while, but it has some interesting things. It has Ben killing Han Solo. It has Kylo Ren killing Han Solo. That's cool. That's interesting. Starkiller Base. That's lit. That gets destroyed. Rey. Kind of interesting. At this point, she's a nobody. My main problem with it is that Jakku is just like a crappier version of Tatooine with not as many cities, and it's just like, oh yeah, wreckage of like the Death Star 2 and other random things are just there. Like Star Destroyers and whatever, and it's a scrapyard, and then her like parents left her or whatever. It's a little. It's more interesting that it's just like, oh, she's no one, and that's like, nope, that's not the case, which makes the sequels worse. So it gets comparatively worse, but it sets up interesting things. Finn being a deserting stormtrooper, that's very interesting. Poe Dameron is cool. He's interesting. He's fun. Kylo Ren is great. Han Solo dying kind of makes sense. Harrison Ford wanted to be done with the movies. He kind of didn't even want to do Episode 6. So yeah, but what? It's just the sequels are in it more. It could have gone in a better. It still wouldn't be better than the originals, I don't think, but it could have done better than it was. I think now I'll do the Clone Wars show. I'm gonna put it in A because there's like some arcs that are just like, which isn't fully It's mainly a lot of pretty good stuff, and then some of it is the best stuff, like the last 4 episodes. The only reason the last 4 episodes are ruined is Rebels, but I don't think I watched Rebels at that point because I like binged when the episode released. So it was sort of during COVID-ish, whatever. But I binged all of Clone Wars and then watched that on the day it released. Like that was the only one that I had watched on release day. With Victory and Death, and it was great. And I don't think I had watched Rebels yet, so I didn't fully know, but I might have already sort of known that Ahsoka like lived, because that's the main problematic thing. Like if that released before Rebels, and it's like, oh, what are the stakes here? But with Rebels, you know, oh, Captain Rex is gonna be fine, Ahsoka's gonna be fine, Maul is gonna be fine, so it's not like a really big like, oh no, this is a big stressful moment, but how they set it up in like Order 66, it's great. So I have to put it A, but again, there's some sleeper arcs, but like the Umbara arc is great. Season 1 really good. I really like how Ahsoka's character changes. She's not the best in the start, but I still like the character, and it's like my favorite Star Wars character, and that's one reason I hate the show and haven't continued to watch the show. So, yep. Now we have Revenge of the Sith. A lot of people really love this movie. It's more exciting than Rogue One, so I'll put it above. So I put it at probably 4 on my movie ranking. But it's really good. The main problem with it is sort of just like Anakin's like, I'm having these visions, Palpatine. I'm scared that Padme will die. and it's not based on anything other than his little nightmares, um, which I don't like. Because they could have done it like a interesting like medical reason, like hey, she could possibly die with the kids and twins and whatever, and that's a little bit worrying. And then maybe hey, she went to Palpatine, and is like I'm a little bit scared because she confides in Palpatine because he's her friend, as they were both from Naboo and everything. But no, he was like, oh, do you know the dark side and you can save her and whatever if you turn to the dark side or whatever, apparently. And then he does it, and but the fight and emotional stuff, it's great. But if they led it into that of like a medical reason or whatever, it'd be a lot better. But that entire final fight scene is great. All the action is great. The effects look a lot better than the two movies before. So I give it a B tier, as it's better. There's a lot of cool, exciting fights. Order 66 impacts so much. Grievous is sort of like a toy seller, kind of just thrown in there. But it's still a fun fight. What do Phantom Menace? Nah, it'll go in like a C there. I think it'll go there and C. The plot is just not. It has like the cool mall fight at the end. This is so great. That's like the main thing going for it. Maul is very cool. Yes, he's very cool. Qui-Gon is pretty cool. I do like Obi-Wan in this. Anakin's actor is kind of annoying, but it's fine. The pod racing, that's also really cool. But like, what's the plot of this? Of the Star Wars is for kids joke that has been done to death. But what's the plot? So, like, Naboo is being blockaded by the Trade Federation for, like, getting ships in and supplies and whatever. So they need to try to escape the Trade Federation, which they're being helped by Jedi to do. And then they somehow escape, and then they need to, like, crash land on Tatooine, and they just so happen to randomly find the chosen one with the highest midichlorian count ever. He was like a great pod racer. Then the pod racing, that happens. That's cool. And then they get it fixed, and then they go back to Naboo. They like get help from the Gungans, and Jar Jar's there, and no one likes Jar Jar because Jar Jar is annoying. So it's fine. I probably just bored you to death with like mentioning that plot, and I probably said it in a boring way because it's not exciting. It's not as cool as the other ones. But it's fine. It's a night, and the effects are good. Again, Maul fight, great. Attack of the Clones has to go over it because it has a plot. A lot of people would say probably like D tier, D tier. I'll put it in a C. A lot of Star Wars is kind of like meh and C, but I won't put it higher than Force Awakens. I don't. Is this ordered or ranked? I sorta. This is all of these are somewhat equal in C tier. Why did I just gesture to that like you can see what I'm pointing at? Well, you kind of can see on the screen, but what am I doing? But all of them are about equal footing. I think that's fair. But Attack of the Clones has some cool stuff. There's like this disappearing planet, but it has a more cohesive plot compared to Phantom Menace, and the effects of the clone troopers don't look the best, but it's like it's like some of the first CGI that's done on like a mass scale. So Geonosis is cool. Mace Windu is pretty cool in that. Get a lot of cool Jedi. Your Kit Fistos and Plo Koons and all of them are gonna be fine. So it's fine. Anakin killing the men, the women, the children, all of them. It's kind of annoying. It's not Hayden Christensen's fault, and people have sort of understood that. They still aren't great movies, but it's just bad writing by George Lucas because he thought of a good story and he got help from editors, and then he was more confident for these next ones because he's like, oh, I've done all these great movies, I can just do whatever I want to an extent. I think the main thing that elevates the prequels by far is this. like without Clone Wars, the prequels are still like kind of meh. Maybe a little bit higher, but it's a lot of like, oh, they did all this cool stuff. Look at there's the droids, and then there's the Clone War that starts, and it's like that's its own Star Wars stuff. That's really good. Clone Wars is great. It does slightly elevate the other movies, but Anakin's a way different character in the show, which I do like because it's an improvement. But this is its own thing, sort of, even if it ties to this, because it just the Clone Wars movie and stuff they made, or like the Attack the Clones. It's just a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff. So there's no there's no reason to move them up because they're still not the best movies. So yeah, Return of the Jedi. Just moving it up. This'll be I think it'll go below A New Hope. Time like this is kind of fun. The Ewoks are kind of cool, but they can be a little bit annoying. But also it leads to one of the best game modes ever. If you talk about horror games, I'm talking about Ewok Hunt on Battlefront 2. That will scare you. It scared me a lot, and that's justifiable because that's terrifying. Okay? But it's cool stuff. It's fun. It's really fun. It's a lot of fun stuff. That's the main thing. Boba Fett is in there. He's in the other one. It's cool. Then he dies. And then he doesn't die. And then you get the horrible Book of Boba Fett. Maybe just because the Book of Boba Fett existing, it should be lower down tier. Because it made sure that Boba Fett didn't fully die. Yeah, a lot of cool, interesting stuff with Jabba. And then the final battle is great. Green lightsaber's cool. The redemption. It's a good trilogy. It's probably the weakest link because of some of the weird, goofy stuff. But it's fine. Last Jedi. I'm gonna put it. So here's the thing. The Last Jedi is. Both of them are horrible. It's not Rian Johnson's fault. Fully. I do love Rian Johnson. The Knives Out. It's great. It's not fully his fault. He just was done some horrible things. And it's like, oh, the lightsaber, and then Luke. They could have done that thing with Luke in a lot more interesting way, because I think it could have slightly worked of him trying to kill Ben of like a, what did he see? He saw the vision of Han and of Han dying by Ben, and he like saw him on the dark side. So that would slightly make sense, but even then, it still like wouldn't. And then Luke's just like on an island and like scary, and then he like dies at the end, and it's like, huh. Yeah, but Kylo's still pretty cool. Finn and Rose, it sucks. Poe's slightly interesting, and then there's like the flying through space, and then just hyperspacing through a vessel. There's a lot of stupid stuff that just isn't good. Do I have to? Should I reorder any of this? This is everything that I've seen because I haven't seen. I watched a little bit of Mandalorian, then I stopped watching because I didn't really care. And people are gonna be like, "Wait, what? That's a crime against humanity." But it is what it is. There's nothing in D tier. I could move Attack of the Clones or I'll move Phantom Menace to D tier. It's like a low C, high D. I need to. I think getting something there is fair. I think this is ordered right. The Empire as number. I think I'll move A New Hope up there as well because that's the great. So that is my list. Thank you all for watching. Please follow me. I think I should have a list very similar to this for movies on my Letterboxd. Which you can follow down below. I have a Discord server where you can ask me questions, or in the comments you can mention things. Tell me about your opinion on this. My next video will be on Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I did say I would do an Invincible video. I might eventually do that, but it's a little late to the party, and I'd want to talk about more than just the one season, so maybe a longer video. I'll probably do this tier list again. I did it with Batman last week. I I'll probably eventually do something like that with Spider-Man before Brand New Day or after, where I can tier rank everything. So it's this is very exciting nerd time. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. I'm out.